uh, we have started with the basic idea. I have told you the importance of the computer networks, why we have to learn this particular subject, what is the need of this particular subject to compute to a software engineers, and today we have to start it with officially we have to start today with the chapter number 1 of computer networks. And one thing I told you yesterday that I will be using multiple slides, right? So ultimately, if you know my website, I would like to write here. Actually, you have to access my website. All the slides, all the subjects that I have taught to the previous batches, like 1-7, I taught information security. The lectures are there, and I have taught F16 software computer networks. The lectures are available over there. So it's better to download those particular lectures also. So I would be consulting those particular lectures also. So it's better you have to visit my website and try to download the material from that website also. And meanwhile, I'm going to share the slides over the website. Textbook. Everybody can see my screen right now. The textbook is the title is Computer Networks and Internet with Internet Application. That is 4th edition. Right now it is being written 4th edition, but you people have to, when you are going to access the website of this particular book, you will find the 6th edition, right? So that would be the latest edition that is being available over the internet. And second is the author of this particular book is Douglas E. Comer, and the publisher is Pearson Education. The book's website. Now, very important thing about this particular textbook is all the lectures are being, all the textbook is being available over this particular website. I mean, you can download the lecture, and even you can download the pictures of that particular book also. I mean, all the pictorial representation of this particular book. Let me show you the diagrams like this. I mean, let's suppose if I want to tell you regarding the OSI model, then how can you interpret the diagram? How can you understand the diagram? So diagrams are already available. You have to download them. I will just show you during the lecture, and you will be getting actually what does OSI model. Otherwise, I need to draw onto the board, and then I have to tell you this is a physical layer, this is a data link layer. So it would be a better idea. You have to go to the website. Exactly the website is listed over here, netbook.cs.purdue.edu. When you will go onto this particular website, you will find all the material, all the necessary material over this particular website. So this is a good idea, and that's why I have mentioned here the book. Then we have the other reference books also. You might have, there are a lot of books available regarding the computer networks. If you're going to the library or anywhere, you would find a lot of stuff over the internet. You will find a lot of stuff regarding the computer networks. But the thing that I want to tell you, you do not have to go into the depth. We have to learn this particular subject right now into a breadth, not into a depth. The reason is because you do not have the basic ideas of the things. You do not have the basic ideas actually what the RAN is, what the WAN is, what the LAN is. But actually you just have to need to know the definitions of these things. You do not need to know about the complexities of those particular technologies. Once you have the basic ideas, or you have the base, once you have made the base of that particular subject, then you can go into the details, right? This is my suggestion, and this is my recommendations also. But anyways, if anybody wants to learn more and more, he can explore this particular subject. There must not be an issue. But what I am suggesting right now to all of you, you have to get the basic ideas first, and then you can explore it more. If we are going to discuss the smaller things, the complexities, yes, this subject needs at least 1 to 2 years to complete. If you are going to learn this particular subject in detail, it requires at least 1 to 2 years to be a master of this particular subject, right? There are very smaller things, smaller terminologies which are being used in computer networks. So it requires a lot of time. I mean, I would rather says there is no time limit. I mean, the technology is being changed from time to time. So you have to be updated with respect to time. So we must not say that the computer networks, you can learn all these things regarding the computer networks in 1 year or 2 years. Maybe it requires 3 years, 4 years, or for the whole life you have to learn this particular subject, because the technology is updating and all that. Actually, I was talking about the computer networks. Okay, again, I'm going to repeat it for you. The network, I have given a certain examples now regarding what is a network. Network is the I have told you there are different set of peoples which are being connected. They are going to form a network. Now let's take an example of a human network. If I'm going to place a single person inside a room and close that room, and I'm going to take all its gadget from him, I mean its mobile phone, its computer and all these things, he cannot communicate with the outer world. It is very difficult for him to share the data, to share the resources with the outer world, right? So we cannot call it as a network. But at the same time, if I'm going to say that the person who is sitting in US, one is sitting in Pakistan, another one sitting in UAE, they all are being connected with different type of transmission media, right? They can share the resources, they can talk with each other, and they can communicate with each other. Such type of communication or such type of network is called as your human network, right? This is called as your computer network. Now inside a sorry, this is not a computer network, sorry, this is a human network, right? So I'm just going to give you an example of a network. I'm not telling you regarding your what is a computer network or something like that. First of all, you must have to be clear regarding what is network, right? So in the same way, if I'm going to give you an example of Al-Qaeda network, right? What is Al-Qaeda network? I have told you that. Why we are going to use the word network with Al-Qaeda? Because there are different peoples who are living in different countries like Afghanistan, Pakistan, USA and different areas. They are going to communicate with each other, and then they are going to launch a particular attack based on that particular communication. That's why we are going to say that this is Al-Qaeda network. Otherwise, if it is not a network, we may call it as Al-Qaeda or something like that. But once it is a network, we must say that they can communicate, they can share the resources, and they can launch an attack over there at a particular location. You people are very much familiar with during the Eid days, or something like during the 9th or 10th Muharram, you people know that during these days all the mobile networks are going to be down, right? They are going to be suspended for 2 to 3 days. What is the reason behind that? The reason is we have a very strong mobile network inside our country, and people who are sitting at different locations can communicate with that particular mobile network. But one thing I would like to tell you, if you are going to communicate with your SIM, your all recording can be listened by the different sort of agencies, right? They can hear your voice, they can they can track the locations and all that. But do you know that if you are going to communicate with any social networking messenger like WhatsApp or like QQ, like WeChat, that type of communication, that type of call cannot be traced. This is a very important thing I'm going to tell you. That's why the people, yeah, so that's why the people are going to the people are the mischievous people, those who wants to do certain sort of things, they are going to communicate using WhatsApp. Okay, I mean, you people, if you do have certain sort of people in agencies, your fathers or your brother or your friends, they used to communicate always on WhatsApp, because that type of call, the call that is being communicated over a WhatsApp, cannot be trusted. So that's why these sort of agencies, I mean these sort of networks like Al-Qaeda, like other networks, they used to communicate with these social networking apps like we do have the QQ, WeChat and WhatsApp. That's why I mean they are unable to be trusted, right? So what I'm going to tell you that, I'm going to tell you that regarding the different sort of network. If you are asking regarding the safetyness, actually your WhatsApp communication is being done. I mean, whatsoever the communication that is being done through WhatsApp is end-to-end encrypted. Most of the time, you have seen that when you are using the WhatsApp, you will see a message on the top of the screen that you are encrypt. You are all the communication is being encrypted by using end-to-end encryption. Now, what is end-to-end encryption? Inshallah, when you will be learning the subject, information security, I would like to tell you that what is an encryption, what is end-to-end encryption, and there are different types of encryption. But right now, this is our subject, so we have to be focused on computer networks. So uh, anyways, so I would like to tell you, I'm going to give you an example of computer networks, sorry, human networks, then Al-Qaeda networks. Then now I would like to give an example of social networks. Now, everybody knows about, we have the social networking media or social network websites. What are these? Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, WhatsApp, all these are being called as the social networking apps. Now, what they are, why they are called as a network? Because the people, a single person is being connected with thousands of people around the world, and your information is being reached. The information is being reached to the particular to the thousands of people within a seconds. What is the resource? I mean, most of the time you have seen, you people came to know that there is a network printer and there is a normal printer, right? You have heard about this from na. What is the advantage of network printer? I mean, let's suppose you have an organization of 100 people, and 100 people are working inside the organization, and they want to print certain sort of documents from time to time. So what is the solution? I mean, either we have to buy 100 printer for individual person who is working inside the organization, or the second solution is we have to buy a heavy duty network printer, a single heavy duty printer inside a network, and we have to install that over a network, right? And all the peoples are being intimated to print their services or print their documents through that particular network printer. Now, this is an advantage of a network. I mean, all the 100 computers are connected, and that network printer is a part of that network, and all the people who are the part of this particular network can communicate with that particular printer and print their documents or any type of thing from that particular network. So this is what the resource sharing, right? This is what the resource sharing. I mean, I have shared a resource that is a printer, network printer, and now I have also reduced the cost. अगर मुझे 100 printers purchase करने पड़ते तो maybe I have to spend a millions of dollars or thousands of dollars over that. But if I'm going to purchase a single printer of $5,000 to $6,000 and I have shared it over the network, everybody can utilize it. So this is how I'm going to reduce. This is how your network is going to reduce the cost of the peripherals, right? So this is one advantage. Another advantage is you are going to make I mean to say that you are going to share a folder over a network. I mean, if there is a lab handout that has to be dispersed among the students, and your teacher has put that particular handout over a one computer, right? And asked you that go to that computer and just put your USB over there and just copy it and paste, and then you will be getting that particular folder. Oh, sorry, that particular lab handout, right? This is the first solution. What is the another solution? The another solution is, if he is going to if you have a network and he is going to share that particular folder in which there is a lab handout is present, he is going to share that folder over the network, and all the 100 computers or 40 computers are being connected with that particular computer, and that shared folder is being accessible to all the 40 people who are being the part of this particular network. Now there is no need to bring your USB to that individual computer and copy and paste that particular file from that particular folder. Once he has shared the folder, now that particular folder is being accessible to individual person inside that particular network. Now you do not have to go to that computer. You just have to put your USB inside your computer on which you are sitting. You just have to copy that particular file from the shared folder, and paste it inside your computer. The other solution is you don't need to put your USB even. You have to download or you copy that file from the shared folder and just email yourself. Right now, this is what I'm going to tell you, that how your network would benefit you. If you do not have the network, the computers are individually present. Now every computer is individual, then there is no use of those particular computers. Once you do not have the network, you cannot use the facilities which are being offered by the network. ऐसा नहीं हो सकता कि आपने 50 computers ला के रख दिए inside a lab and you say that this is a network. No, this is not a network until and unless they are not being connected with a central device. Then they are no more be a network. Once they are connected, they would be called as network or a computer network. I think that is clear regarding the computer. So in the data transmission, part, actually this part is going to tell you regarding how the communication is being occurred over the network. Now if you people are well aware about the OSI layer, that is called as open system interconnection. Are you familiar with the OSI layer? How many of you have heard about the term OSI or the open system interconnection?
No, sir.
No, sir.
TCP IP layer? TCP IP? No?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay, fine. I would be explaining you, right? Actually, whensoever you want to communicate over a network, I'm not talking about a computer, I'm talking about a digital communication. This is a data communication concept. I think you haven't learned a subject data communication in your previous semester or in your previous years, but I would like to tell you, your data is being traveling in the form of analog signals or in the form of zeros and ones or something like in the form of bits, right? So there is an OSI layer. OSI stands for Open System Interconnection. That is a standard which contains 7 layers. Now your whole networking is based upon these 7 layers, right? I am going to tell you the name of these 7 layers. I think I have shown you the picture also. This is the picture, right? Everybody can see this picture. The application, presentation, session, transport, network, data link, and physical. Layer 1 is called as physical, layer 2 is called as data link, layer 3 is called as network, layer 4 is called as transport, layer 5 is called as session, presentation, and then we have the application layer. The physical layer is responsible to send your data in the form of zeros and one and in the form of analog signals over the network. Have you ever heard the term modem? Nowadays, modem is no more be used inside our computers. It may be used, but nowadays LAN card is being used inside our computers. But what does the modem do? We know that modem stands for, the full form of modem is modulation and demodulation, right? Modem stands for modulation and demodulation. Actually, modem is going to translate your digital signal to analog and analog to digital by using its functionality, right? So it is going to modulate and demodulate your signal. I mean, modulation is being done at the one end, and once the data is being received at the other end, it is going to be demodulated. I mean, if it is analog to it would be converted into digital. If it is digital, it is going to be converted into analog signal, right? So your signal is always been traveling in the form of zeros and one and in the form of analog signal, right? So this is the responsibility of the physical layer to transform or to send your data over a medium. Now the question arises, what the medium is. Medium is something, your wired medium like an optical fiber, like your twisted pair, like your unshielded twisted pair, or your coaxial cable. I think you people are very much familiar with these terms. I think how many of you are familiar with optical fiber?
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
Have you heard the term optical fiber?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I
sir.
think आप लोगों ने सुना होगा ना कि आजकल ऑप्टिकल फाइबर डिस्कनेक्ट हो गई, पीटीसीएल की ऑप्टिकल फाइबर आई मीन डैमेज हो गई. I mean, this is, I'm not talking about in terms of networks or technology. I'm just हैविंग ए जनरल नॉलेज कि जी ऑप्टिकल फाइबर जो नेटवर्क है वो हमारा डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया, जिस वजह से हमारा इंटरनेट नहीं चल रहा, ठीक है। एंड मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम एट योर होम्स यू हैव सीन एन RJ45 connector, whatsoever you are going to put it inside your computers to connect with the with the wired device. I mean, if you have a modem, from modem to your computer, mostly there is a wireless connectivity. But if you want to make a wired connectivity, how would you do that? Can you tell me? I mean, अगर आपके घर में एक मोडेम लगा हुआ है और उसके साथ आपने मोस्टली तो आजकल वायरलेस कनेक्टिविटीज ही होती हैं, ठीक है, लेकिन अगर आपने उसको कॉन्फ़िगर करना है या कुछ भी करना है, यू हैव टू कनेक्ट इट विद द वायर्ड कनेक्टिविटी। तो व्हाट इज द मीडियम, व्हाट मीडियम यू हैव टू यूज? कौन सी वायर आप यूज करते हैं? कभी आपने सोचा है, कभी किसी ने किया है ये काम?
सर खुद में ही किया सर।
नहीं, कभी आपने घर पे अपने कंप्यूटर को अपने मोडेम के साथ थ्रू वायर कनेक्ट किए?
Yes, sir.
नो
उस
सर।
वायर का नाम क्या होता है? व्हाट इज द नेम ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर वायर?
सर वायर तो वही लगाते हैं जो पीटी से में लगती है, RGB45 जो आपने बताई
यस
वही होती है
यस
ना।
यस।
कॉपर वायर सर।
That is not a copper wire. Yes, that is a copper inside, but that is called as your straight through or crossover cable, जिसे हम कहते हैं STP, shielded twisted pair and shielded untwisted pair cables, ठीक है। ये एक स्पेशल किस्म की वायर्स होती हैं which are being used today inside a LANs, local area network. Have you ever seen, आप जब लैब के अंदर होते हैं तो आपके कंप्यूटर्स आपके स्विच के साथ कैसे कनेक्टेड है? Have you ever think about that कि how your computers are being connected with your switch? डेफिनेटली वो वायरलेस तो कनेक्टेड नहीं है, देयर मस्ट बी सम मैकेनिज्म, सम वायर। तो उस वायर का क्या नाम है? द नेम ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर वायर इज शील्डेड ट्विस्टेड पेयर, जिसके अंदर ट्विस्ट होते हैं और वो सारी चीजें। अब खैर ये तो आगे की बातें हैं, आई विल बी डिस्कसिंग ऑल दीज थिंग्स व्हेन वी विल कम टू दैट पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक, बट एटलीस्ट यू मस्ट बी नोइंग दैट देयर इज सम मीडिया दैट वुड बी रिस्पॉन्सिबल टू ट्रैवल योर सिग्नल ओवर द नेटवर्क। ऐसा नहीं है कि आपका सिग्नल जो है वो ऐसे ही जा रहा है, नो। Ultimately, if it is going inside of wirelessly, ultimately it is taking an advantage of wireless signal, ठीक है। लेकिन अगर वो मीडिया है, आपके पास फिजिकल मीडिया है, तो it must be traveling through a shielded twisted pair, through an optical fiber, through an coaxial cable. I think coaxial cable, you people are very much familiar that के जी हमारे टेलीविजन जो केबल टेलीविजन होता है, कभी आप आई थिंक ये तो सब नहीं देखा होगा कि you have a cable television and how that cable television is being connected with the cable TV. आपको पता है ना, there is a black wire that is coming inside your home and that wire is being connected at the back end side of your television, and then you can access all the channels from that particular cable network, right? That particular black cable जिसके पीछे एक special type of connector लगता है, this is called as your coaxial cable. Have you ever seen the coaxial cable right now at your homes?
यस सर।
Yes, that ये पता है ना, वो भी आपका मीडिया है। कभी आपने सोचा है ऐसा कि आप आपके केबल नेटवर्क वाले को कहें जी मुझे तो बगैर केबल के आई मीन चैनल्स चाहिए? ऐसा कभी हुआ है? नेवर। ही मस्ट बी सेइंग कि अगर आपने केबल नेटवर्क का कनेक्शन अपने घर पे लगवाना है तो व्हाट यू हैव टू डू, ही विल बी आस्किंग यू दैट मेरे पर्टिकुलर डिवाइस से आपके घर की लेंथ कितनी है, आपके टीवी की लेंथ कितनी है, आई मीन इट इज 20 मीटर, 30 मीटर, 100 मीटर, सो यू हैव टू परचेज अ कोएक्सियल केबल फ्रॉम द शॉप एंड आई विल इंस्टॉल देन दैट पर्टिकुलर केबल इनसाइड योर होम। ऐसा कभी नहीं होगा कि आपका टीवी लगा हुआ है और उसकी डिवाइस लगी हुई है एंड दे all are being connected without any media. So medium is very important for a network, either it is a wireless or wired, we will be learning in the future, but medium is very important, ठीक है। until and unless you do not have the medium, your signal cannot travel, आपका सिग्नल कभी भी ट्रेवल नहीं कर सकता, आपका नेटवर्क डाउन हो जाता है। मोबाइल नेटवर्क्स on each days or something like that, how they are going to make it down? I mean वो अपनी सिग्नल ट्रांसमिशंस बंद कर देते हैं। I mean जो आपके बेस स्टेशंस लगे होते हैं, they are going to stop sending and receiving the signals. Now once they are going to stop sending and receiving the signal, your mobile network is down, आपके सिग्नल्स आना बंद हो जाते हैं and you cannot communicate because आपके पास वायरलेस आई मीन एयर मीडियम तो है लेकिन आपका सिग्नल ही ट्रेवल नहीं कर रहा उसके अंदर, तो हाउ कैन यू कम्युनिकेट? एट द सेम टाइम यू पीपल हैव हर्ड दैट कि जी सिंगापुर से या जो आपके पास जो CV4 जो ऑप्टिकल फाइबर है, जो मेन ऑप्टिकल फाइबर है, दैट इज गोइंग टू कनेक्ट पाकिस्तान विद द होल वर्ल्ड इन टर्म्स ऑफ इंटरनेट. Most of the time that is coming under the sea, right? Due to certain issue it is going to be cut down, or any issue it is going to be cut down. तो आपका जो नेटवर्क होता है वो पूरे का पूरे पाकिस्तान के अंदर आपकी स्पीड स्लो हो जाती है. मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम PTCL की स्पीड भी बहुत स्लो है. द रीजन इज द ऑप्टिकल फाइबर हैज बीन cut down due to any issue. Now the engineers will come, they have to repair that particular optical fiber, and then we can access the different facilities of an internet, or we can get the good internet speed, right? So yes, it is able to pick a Wi-Fi, but I am just going to give you an idea of an coaxial cable. मैं ये नहीं बताना चाह रहा कि Wi-Fi से आप उसे connect कर सकते हैं या नहीं. Even जो आपका you have the smart TV is being connected with your modem, that is wirelessly. You can have a wireless connectivity between your modem and your television, the smart TV nowadays. But the thing is, what I'm going to tell you, that how coaxial cable works, how your data is being traveling over a coaxial cable, right? That's what I want to tell you. So my question was, so this is how the medium is very important, and we shall be discussing the medium from time to time as we will come to that particular topic. Anyways, we are short of time, तो मुझे जल्दी जल्दी करना है. ऐसे discussions में तो हमारा पूरा दिन ही गुजर जाएगा. Anyways, so transmission media we have to discuss. Local asynchronous communication, long distance communication, modems and carriers we have to discuss in the data transmission. Packet transmission, how, अच्छा हमारे नेटवर्क लेयर एंड डेटा लिंक लेयर, यहाँ पे तो कम्युनिकेशन आपकी होती है नॉर्मली. बट व्हेन वी go above to that, I mean, if I can show you this diagram, data link and physical are responsible for the data, how your data is being traveling physically over the network, like in the form of signals, in the form of bits or something like that. But as we move further up, I mean, as we move further, so we have the network transport session layers. They are being responsible for packeting and framing, right? Is that clear? This is our first chapter that we have covered so far today. I have told you regarding the books, regarding the material, how you have to access the material, what is network, what is the advantage of network, and how you are going to communicate. Resources कैसे share होती हैं, आपको basic idea हो कि हम subject पढ़ने क्यों जा रहे हैं, what is the advantage of reading this particular subject. So I think once you have the basic idea, now we shall be going कि जी LAN और WAN क्या होता है, ठीक है, आपके पास ब्रॉडकास्ट क्या होता है, आपके पास पॉइंट टू पॉइंट कम्युनिकेशन क्या होती है. दैट वी हैव टू लर्न फ्रॉम टाइम टू टाइम अंटिल एंड अनलेस यू, इफ समबडी आस्क्स यू दैट कि जी कंप्यूटर नेटवर्क होता क्या है, नेटवर्किंग होती क्या है, तो यू मस्ट बी टेलिंग देम कि जी हाउ द ह्यूमन नेटवर्क, सोशल नेटवर्क, देन अ कंप्यूटर नेटवर्क. ठीक है, इज दैट क्लियर टू ऑल ऑफ यू गाइस?